miss a lot of y'all. Introducing Danny Upchuck, aka D Hurl. That was
The most important thing you have to do, especially playing a fade, is the most important thing that can happen is you make sure you fade it.
Yep. I sure did. That is such a cool shot. Wow.
Welcome to another episode of Scratch Quest. J-Train, Joey B, how are you?
Hey, fellas.
Yeah, man.
What is happening? It's been a minute.
Golf season's over, man.
It's not over, man. Hang on as long as you can.
It's over. I don't think I've played since Jonny was in Atlanta and we got out to St. Ives. I think that's the last round I played. Maybe one more after that. Yeah.
We were on a Scratch Quest, man.
Sometimes you got to take
a break,
If there's a will,
man. There's a way.
Dude, we've been doing all the fall family crap, like pumpkin patching, camping, fall festivals, fucking...
Did you carve pumpkins?
Yeah, so we got pumpkins really early, and I'm like, guys, we got to wait, or else they're going to be rotten and smell terrible. And they're like, nope, we got to carve them right now. So we carved them on like October 2nd.
I remember in like 7th, 8th grade, we had to do a project for the science class, and it was like make a heart or something like that, like the ventricles, like a medical, it was science class. And so I was like, you know what? It's Halloween. I'm going to carve it out of a pumpkin. And so I carved a heart out of the pumpkin, made the ventricles, and like, it was actually pretty cool. Take it to school. I set it on the back table. It was like a Friday. You had to turn it in. And I set it on the back table on top of everybody's like drawings and stuff. This thing completely rots and melts and ruins everybody's fucking drawing.
Oh,
that was pretty good.
What did you get on the project?
Probably a C. I'm just a C student.
Standard C.
Oh, yeah. That's great. Well, since we last talked, I have flown across the world. Jonny just got back from member guest at the Nelson in Dallas, which by the pictures and the little information we got seemed very eventful.
My bad, guys. You know me.
Yeah. Without foreshadowing.
I like to live in the moment, guys.
No pics. Without foreshadowing, he did not come back with hardware.
No hardware. Yeah. Although we did, you got a little Calcutta action though, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, here before we get into that, let's start with Andrew's trip to Korea.
So it was awesome, man. Korea is actually very golf. It's like the second or third largest golf market behind the United States. So they're all about it. There's golf everywhere. And in South Korea, there's 50 million people. Half of them live in Seoul, where we went. And so Seoul is like New York City on steroids. It's nicer, it's cleaner, but because all the high rises and stuff and the amount of people, like there's not a lot of golf courses in Seoul. You got to go an hour or more outside the city to find a golf course. But they are obsessed with screen golf, which is indoor golf to us. And I did get to do that. And it's pretty cool. Like you walk in, there's different rooms. They have a full bar. They bring you, I think Tara got a bottle of wine and I got a couple beers. But the place we went to is called Golf Zone. And what's different there is first off, you go and they have a locker and you have to put on their shoes. And the guys didn't speak any English, so I don't really know why. Maybe it has something to do with they have a force plate. So when you hit off of it, it measures where the pressure is moving in your feet. So as you take your backswing, it's shifting.
How did the conversation go between you and the guy that was trying to make you put on these store-owned shoes?
Google Translate. And I mean, he would kind of talk into his and then tell me, like, you put on shoes, here's a glove, like, I'll get you set up. And so...
Did you bow? Were you like, oh yes, okay, yes, all right, yes, yes, yes? Tell
Yeah,
me
kind
polite.
of.
Okay, all
Yeah.
right.
So I changed it to their shoes. He like shows us to the room. He's like 10 minutes, practice. And so he sets me up on the driving range,
Was he like yelling at
and
you?
no, he wasn't yelling at me, but
Okay, all right.
I think it's like customary that like when you start this thing, everybody warms up the same way. And we rented it for an hour. So I took the first 10 minutes just getting loose, hit stuff off everything's in meters. So that
Oh,
was
that's
another
fun.
thing. Yeah, I didn't there was like I started to take the time to figure out like how the conversion, and then I just gave up. It's close, but their screen golf. So not only do they have a force plate, but they've got a sand, they've got like a mid rough lie, and then a fairway lie. So they've got different lies right there. And then the floor actually contours to the shot. So if you're on an uphill lie, like the floor like and like shifts so that you're actually hitting an uphill lie.
That's tight.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. So it'll raise and lower, and then when you go to
What's the sim? What do they? What's the? Is it their own program and all that
yeah,
stuff?
I think it's all proprietary. It's not like TrackMan. I mean, it does it reads all the same things, but they kind of take it a step further. And then when you go to putt, you know how that's usually like the worst part of simulator golf is putting. They have a separate projector that projects onto the floor in front of the mat that you're hitting off of. So like if it's a 5-foot putt, the hole actually moves onto the floor and you can try and putt straight into that hole. Yeah.
That's
So the
badass.
putting was a lot closer. I mean, it's still not anything close to real golf, but it was a lot closer to feeling like you were working on something. So that was pretty cool. And then the second thing, after we got done doing that, I noticed is like Korea's like Seoul is like fashion forward heavy. And there was, I called it like Golf Row. There was this one street that on every side, there's probably 24 stores, and they were all golf stores. But you don't walk in. It's all like high end, like Titleist, TaylorMade. They all have these stores, but it's only related to fashion, like
What do you
stuff I
mean?
haven't even seen or anything, and it's all more expensive. There were
Just get
brands
like
over
a
there.
Related to
tie.
fashion, like Titleist tuxedos and
I
shit.
was gonna say like a
I mean,
suit.
well, they just have different, yeah, like a lot of white pants. They had a lot right now. They had a lot of like cardigans coming out, and it was just stuff that I've never seen here in the States. But it was very much just focused on fashion. Every golf store, they wear their rangefinders on the back of their belts. So every store had those like belt clips that go on the back of your belt for your rangefinder, and those were like a fashion accessory.
Your rangefinder. Okay.
Yeah, but it was Seoul was really cool. The time change kicked my ass. It was 13 hours ahead. So we left on midnight on a Sunday night. We got there Tuesday morning,
You missed the whole
and
day.
yeah, and then you make up for it on the way back. Like I left Monday around like 5 p.m. and I got back at like Monday at 5 p.m. So really cool trip. I didn't get. I tried to actually play golf. Our concierge in the hotel spoke English and stuff. She called around. A lot of the courses that were within 45 minutes to an hour that were doable were private and already booked. And she explained to me too that it's like you don't just go play and knock out 18. Like it's not like if you're the first one off, you're playing in 3 hours and going home. She explained that golf over there is like a full 8 hour day. That
Hell
you
yeah.
get up, you go to the course, you eat breakfast. There's like a stretching classes to make sure you're loose. Then you go practice and warm up. You play 9, come in, eat like a full lunch, and then you're supposed to get a customary massage between at the turn.
Hell
and
yeah.
then you play the back 9. So it's like an 8 hour day is what she was explaining. So I didn't even have that kind of time with everything else we had going on. But I
That
would
sounds
definitely
pretty
go
cool.
back. Yeah, and then night golf is big over there. That
Dude, I
was
want to
what I
play
was
night
really
golf.
trying to do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that looks cool. Not the glow in the dark shit, but like with like stadium lights down the fairway, that kind of
yeah.
night golf. Yeah, that's what I want to do.
There's one
That'd be
guy that I
fun.
hit. So I actually hit up Ed Kim. I was like, "Hey man, do you know anybody like how I can get on over there?" And he's like, "I got a buddy that lives there. He's a member at some nice course. Let me check with him." And he got back to me, but it was like the day before I was leaving, and I couldn't swing it. So
Damn.
screen
Well,
golf was
damn.
all I got.
Little
All
rub
right.
and tug, little rub and tug at the turn. It's crazy.
You want to shoot low, man. That's how you get it. That's the
Yeah,
secret.
Damn. Little Robert Kraft.
that's
That's
awesome.
cool.
Yeah,
How was the food? Korean barbecue. It's one of
it
my
was
favorites.
good. Yeah, so Tara was as soon as we got there, she just immediately crashed, and I was just powering through it. So I actually spent like the whole first day there just by myself, just walking the city. I went and
Drinking
ate
beer.
at a Korean barbecue place by myself. I sat down. I was the only one in this Korean barbecue place, and once you got outside the hotel, there wasn't a ton of English. I mean, some, but you could use Google Translate. And the ladies that were waiting on me, I ordered a spicy short rib, and it comes in like this 5-course meal, and everything was really cheap. Like that whole meal was like $25. So like food, drink, everything around South Korea was cheap. But after I ordered the spicy short ribs, and like every couple of minutes, a different waitress would come by, and she's like, spicy, okay? And I was like, yeah, like bring it on. And I thought it was weird that they kept asking me over and over. And then once I got the food and I ate it, dude, it was the hottest thing I've ever eaten. I'm like, all sinuses are cleared. I had her like, bring me another beer. So that's I realized why they kept asking, making sure I didn't like die on the spot from heart failure. But
When
yeah,
you're like
food was
walking
good.
around, were you like, I mean, were there any other Americans there, or was it like blatantly obvious that you
So
were not from there?
that Tara and I actually they didn't notice us at all. It was like we were non-existent. Like it wasn't like you stick out like a sore thumb, even though you do.
That's good, I
I
guess.
was waiting to get that feeling, and not once did I feel like these people were like, "Oh, here's another American." It was just like they had other shit going on, and they were all about their business. So
I'm just picturing you and Tara walking down the street, being like head and shoulders taller than everybody else, and just
that was the other thing is there's plenty of people that were taller than I was. It wasn't. I had like 5 people ask me that. Were you the tallest guy there?
saw the stereotypes.
Yeah, so
Just
all
the
of Johnny's
stereotypes.
stereotypes about an Asian country is not true. That's good.
I didn't make those up, Joe.
You just asked him that question.
I did, but I didn't make that up.
Well, that's cool. That sounds
The
like a pretty awesome trip, man.
yeah, the last thing I'll say is every other store was a coffee shop, and not just like a hole in the wall coffee shop. I looked it up. They had 18,000 coffee shops in Seoul, and they were packed from sun up to sundown. And Koreans love their coffee. There was one part where there was a Starbucks and 2 other franchise coffee shops like that shared the same walls.
Was there just like people there working and grabbing coffee, or they just
Yeah, that's their coffee shops are elaborate too. Some of them are like 3 or 4 stories. They're like big. It's just like where people go to hang out. I guess there weren't a lot of like sports bars or anything like that. So I think coffee shops kind of replaced it.
Keep it clean. A little coffee, get juiced up for the game.
Yeah. Yeah. So
well, it's a
that
pretty
was
awesome
it.
trip. And then
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah, man.
It would have been
Johnny?
cool to get a little night golf in.
I know that was like the first thing I was trying to like get done. I just couldn't like get it aligned with everything. The other thing was like the first couple nights, Tara and I were asleep by like 6 o'clock because we were 13 hours behind. Or we
Did,
just
did you
took a
get
while.
any fashionable golf gear?
No, I mean all the stuff. It was like being in like Rodeo Drive, but for golf. Like there were $700 polos. Like
Like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good
All
on
that
that.
stuff that Victor Hovland wears.
Yeah, that they had
Jay
their own
Lindbergh.
store. Yeah, that was one. Like you go in, it's like all like leather duffel bags, and it's just crazy. They didn't even sell golf balls when you walk in there. It was just all fashion stuff.
They got him in screen golf. That's cool.
Yeah, screen golf. Yeah.
All right.
Nice. Well, yeah. So Nelson Cup went down there. Yes, we did not bring back any hardware. Was not for trying. Well, we did bring back one little souvenir. I won a raffle for a brand new blacked out um, Titleist Vokey wedge, 60 degree.
All right.
Solid.
So got a little something out of the deal. That was fun.
Not
That's 2 years in a
empty-handed.
row that I've won something in the raffle. So
All right,
it's
so
nice.
set the stage for everybody listening because we've watched from a distance. This is like no normal member guest. This is like way over the top. Like they do it big, right?
As far as I know, I've never heard or seen of any other golf tournament that goes as big as this one. I'm sure there's others out there, but I just haven't come across it yet. This place is incredible. So it's at the resort just got bought out by the Ritz. It was Four Seasons before that. There's two courses. They just rebranded everything. We have one course called the Nelson, or the sports club is called the Nelson. And we have TPC course, and the other course is called Cottonwood. And two totally different tracks. You know, TPC is a championship type of course. They used to hold the Byron Nelson golf tournament there in Dallas. And the other side is just your traditional old school country club kind of vibe. It's not super long, but it kind of winds around through some trees and really some elevated tee shots. Really kind of a just different kind of fun course to play.
But they use both courses in the member
Yeah,
guests.
it's completely
That's cool.
sold out. There's 114 teams.
Damn.
Yeah, it's just crazy. The number of people and the staff running this thing are nuts. The scoreboards, they have all the scoreboards from the PGA Tour days. So they have these giant TVs that are literally, probably 8 foot by 10 foot plus that they just kind of wheel around and throw up in various areas. Um, yeah, like I said, the staff is just constantly running around, taking care of stuff, making sure you're going here. There's shuttles driving you to and from the range, all this stuff. My buddy, he's on the committee, and his job is to come up with or just raise as much money for this event as he can. So he sells sponsorships and all that stuff. So there's a big billboard on the first tee when you tee off with all the different sponsors on it. And he was able to raise $290,000
Hey-o.
Damn.
weekend. So all booze, all food, all everything is free and as much as you want.
Hell yeah.
What's it
People
cost
are
per
getting-
team to be in it?
I think it's $2,800.
Damn.
That's not
And then on
crazy.
top of that, they raise. Yeah, it's not crazy. That's just for the golf and for probably the meals and stuff. But with the money he raises, all alcohol is free. Everything's free. The day gifts are ridiculous. Come out day one. There's a fresh ass Peter Millar vest with the Nelson Cup logo on the chest. Got a set of earbuds, headphones as a day gift on another day.
Dang,
It's
man.
just on a whole nother level, man. One of the sponsors is a high end dealership. And so throughout the course and like around the resort, there's just like Rolls Royces and Bentleys and like all these fancy ass cars.
I saw
Funny
one of
side
Sarah's
story.
pictures of I guess they were macaroons or something, and they were stamped with like the Bentley logo, the Rolls logo, some
It's-
dessert.
Yeah, it's over the top, man. So they do a whole thing for the wives. So they went to this event, and it's just like it's so above our level, it's ridiculous. But
Saying
there's
we're
these jewelers there, so they go and it's like a luncheon for the wives, and they kind of wine and dine them. And they said they were just pouring champagne in their glasses the entire time. You would finish, there'd be this much left in your cup, they'd fill it up before you can even put it back on the table. And
Did you bring
anyway,
Sarah?
so that what's that?
You bring Sarah down there?
Yeah, she came. So they have this whole thing for the wives, and so she's doing that, getting wined and dined. These guys are trying to sell her these like $5,000 bracelets. Like, anyway, so she was signed up to drive this Aston Martin. Like, you can sign up and just drive these cars. And I was like, you should do it. Those are badass. You probably never get a chance to do that.
After they were pouring champagne all day?
That was the problem. She got too drunk and she couldn't drive the car. Yeah,
Good for her.
I thought that was awesome.
I mean,
But anyway, the we were in flight number 5, the Atlanta flight. I thought it was written in the stars being in the Atlanta flight.
Oh, man.
And yeah, we it was a hell of a fucking run. Day 1, I think we were in 3rd place, tied for 3rd. Day 2, we had moved up and we were in 2nd place, and pretty clear in 2nd place. I think we were like 3 points clear. And then final day, first match, we fucking max them out, and the team that was in 1st place kind of shits the bed. So we're tied going into our last match against the team we're tied with in our final match. So whoever wins that is going to the shootout, wins the flight, and gets a nice little chunk of change too. But we play with them. It goes back and forth. We're up 1, even. They're up 1, even, up 1, just back and forth. And we end up pushing on that match. So we tie again. We go to a tiebreaker, and we were told, hey, it's points against the 3rd place team overall. And so we're like, okay, we tied with that team and they lost to that team, so we're in. And then they're like, no, actually, it's total points on day 1. That's the tiebreaker. And we're like, well, shit, we lost that. It was they were in 1st place on day 1, and we're like, what the fuck's going on? We sit down with the pro. We're like, what do we do here? And he's like, no, we're gonna do a scorecard playoff on number 17. They parred that hole. We parred that hole. So we push. We're like, God damn it, we pushed again. He said, okay, can we just go play a hole against each other? And he's like, yeah, hurry up and do it. We're holding up the entire shootout. Everybody's waiting for our flight. And we're like, we got to tee this bitch up. So we go to number 1. We peg it up. And I mean, we are feeling so sexy out of the gate. We both bomb our drives. They're in the trees. I hit it to like 10 feet. I have a 10-foot birdie putt. My partner, he sticks it even closer, maybe not much closer. And
maybe not.
We're on the green. We got birdie putts. We're talking shit. The guy chips out of the woods and then throws it up there to like 3 feet. Drains it for par. And we're like, holy shit. Okay, we got to make these, and we're in. We both, of course, we miss them. And we tie that hole. So at this point, the pro's like, hey, y'all need to figure some shit out like now. We're like, all right, let's go down the hill and we'll do a chip off. We do a chip off. They go first. We have to turn our backs. We can't watch while they chip, so you don't get an advantage. They finish. We turn around. We're looking. I hit the worst chip shot of my life. Like, I swing, and the ball like gets stuck on my club face, and then I just end up throwing it over there. So like just this little knee jerk toss, and I'm just like, what the fuck was that? And then K-Cut hits it up there.
There's a big audience watching right now too,
dude. There was probably on that, because this wasn't the big shootout. This was just our little match. There was probably, no exaggeration, there had to be 45 to 50 people just around the green right there on the hill. And Sarah's up there. I'm like,
was there a big gasp after you just pulled that left?
No, Sarah goes, I heard Sarah goes, Jonny.
Somebody's like, how did this fucking guy get in here?
Yeah,
Oh gosh.
I know, dude. Just with a couple people watching you, man, it's crazy. Like you really have to clear the mechanism before you hit a shot, or at least I do, because I'm a mental midget. But I hit a terrible one. K-Cut hits a terrible one. They end up beating us and going to the shootout.
Oh, brutal.
We still won some money from the Calcutta. We bought our team.
How much
So
did you buy your team for?
$400.
Okay, all right.
Much
That's
better
reasonable.
than Devil's
So listen to
Tower.
this. This is the first time
stat.
this club has had a Calcutta in like almost 30 years in this tournament. So I guess 30 years ago or however long ago, there's some high rollers there. I mean, you can see they got Bentleys and shit rolling around. And there was a pot of $600,000 in the Calcutta.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And people got fucking pissed. And like there was like people, it almost came to blows with people.
Oh,
Like,
I'm sure.
everybody's, hammered drunk and just that much money on the line. It got a little too intense. So they said no more Calcuttas ever.
We're done with that.
They brought it back this year and it was a silent auction. First year ever, silent auction. So you go around the tables, you have every single flight and every single team, and you can just you write your amount, you sign your name, and whoever is the highest. You know how the silent auction works, but that's what they did this year. So we got $400, and we ended up winning like $1,800 overall with all the day money and our getting second and stuff like that. So it's not bad.
Very solid.
Your member guests are trending in a positive direction. Just gotta
Gosh, I'm
close
tired
one
of
out.
being second. First loser is no place to be. That's the theme of this year. Honestly,
Hey man, maybe we're just gearing up for a 2024 Ryder Cup victory. Rough Ryder Cup.
Hey, We
there's
got
no
the,
second place in that.
we're playing next Friday. Me and AMAC, Jake Crane, Godfather shout out, and then Benny Schwada doing the baseball alumni tournament. So
Oh, nice. Where's that played at? Georgia Club?
No, it's the university course. So
Oh, cool.
we usually win that. The four, I mean, Crane's good, Ben's super good, and me and AMAC are just kind of there riding around, hit a few shots once in a while, but that's the only cool thing I got. Other than you coming down, Johnny, you came down. We played St. Ives.
That course was awesome, man. What a
I liked
pleasant
it.
Friday afternoon surprise.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
that was great, man. Had a little lunch.
Shout out to Austin for getting us
That
on.
course had me looking at houses around there. I was like, damn.
Yeah,
It
that's
costs to get back over to Georgia these days.
Yeah, it was sneaky.
that's
nice,
the wrong
dude.
part to be looking at.
Yeah,
Is it? Damn.
yeah, a couple $1,000,000, but Andrew, dude, I almost had that par three, man. I almost had my first ace. It was like
Hey, but we did get it
Holy
on
shit.
video.
that thing was tracking
awesome.
the whole way.
That was the closest I've ever seen.
Look
I
at
thought
him.
you were gonna dunk it too. Like,
Yeah, just nothing but hole.
If you're gonna do it, do it. Just
Just jam
straight
it in
in. Yeah, golf's been pretty slow right now. Work's picked up, kids stuff picked up. We've wrapping up flag football, fall baseball, fall soccer, rolling right into basketball, like all the sports, man. But
It's awesome.
then we did find out, Andrew, I've been taking the kids to Bobby Jones, and I haven't been down there since they redid the whole course. Like, it used to be 18, and it was like a war zone, like balls are flying all over the place.
they did the long drive competition there
I know.
2 weeks ago.
It looked really cool. We went down there and saw them, like, setting up the stands and whatnot, but they have, like, a little 5-hole course for the kids where you just, like, hit a wedge, and, I mean, they're all, like,
That's cool.
40-yard shots, and we took the kids out there, did that. They have, like, an 18-hole putting course, or a 9-hole putting course where the greens are pretty nice, and they're very undulating. So the boys really appreciate it. They like that a lot, man. It's a good like hour, 2 hours, like you can go kill without
Not too long. Yeah.
You don't even, I mean, it's free too, and I'll go buy a bucket of balls and let them hit them, for 15 minutes, and they're just like rapid fire. So that's why we don't go to the range very much. It's like, here's a bucket of balls, and like they think it's
I'm done.
it's
like going to the arcade.
How fast can I hit these? I'm like, guys.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I've been trying to keep swinging it because Johnny and I are playing in Arizona in November. Actually, last week, I shot my lowest score of the year. I shot 77 with 3 birdies last week.
Hello. Is that your lowest ever?
Actually, yeah, it is.
Now we are
78 before that.
we are tied, man. That's my low. Yeah, that's my
Man,
low.
and I could have got. I had 2 double bogeys on the back to back too. I screwed up and got on a conference call for work and totally lost focus.
Work fucks everything up, man.
Yeah, but well,
Yeah. One thing I'm looking at doing is uh, playing at St. Ives with Joey B's old set or whatever that was.
The
got you
AP2s.
thinking.
I'm not looking at the actual heads. I want to get those shafts thrown into my clubs. I could feel a difference. So Joey had the Dynamic Gold
X100s.
X100s,
Yeah.
and I'm swinging the Project X, and they're the um, 7.0s, which is the X Flex also. But I feel like they like kick too much, like just the tip. I think they're just designed to help hit the ball higher, which
Just a
is
tip,
not
baby. Just a tip.
just the tip. And it kind of flings up and helps you to hit the ball higher, which is good. But I don't need help hitting the ball higher. I can do that on my own. And hitting it with yours, like I was hitting like that 4-iron and stuff pretty much the same distances I am here in Colorado because of the trajectory. I feel like it was
Yeah.
shooting off of the face. It was more out than up. And I'm really, that's a goal for this winter is to dig in on some, just dial in on
So
shafts.
funny you say that. Jamie, my buddy from Lexington, he works for the gas company, and long story short, they cut his overtime short. And there's a Golf Galaxy opening up in Lexington right next to his house. So he went and got a job as a golf technician on the side.
Hell yeah.
So he just started. He's got a couple, 3 or 4 days under his belt, but he is already learning like the ins and outs of, club fitting and different shafts. And like he was talking about bending your putter based on how you stroke it the other day. So I think in a couple weeks after he gets kind of really in the weeds, it'd be cool to have him on and pick his brain on some of that stuff.
Yeah, friend of the program. That's what we call that.
He's a avid listener too.
I like it. One of 18. I think we're up to 19 now.
I
Something like
listened
that.
twice.
Hey, fellas, switching gears. The dogs got a fucking stretch of games ahead of them here this next month.
I
Yeah,
know.
man.
Weekend.
Let's keep the main
And
thing the
no
main
Bowers.
thing.
Whew.
I mean,
I feel like we're a little more dangerous without Bowers.
I feel like you're
is
going to spread the
super
ball
quick.
around more. Like, well, the problem is he's been kind of that safety valve for Beck. I mean, he single-handedly won that South Carolina game and
Oh yeah.
put it on
Auburn game
Auburn.
too.
Yeah, like he made some catches coming down the stretch that really, I mean, saved our ass. And I mean, let's be honest, if we can't beat a shitty Florida team, we have no business being in the top
100%.
national picture. Like they got absolutely boat raced by Kentucky. I mean,
Yeah.
boat raced. Now
Kentucky
He had
ran for
almost
like
300 yards rushing.
it was
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I think we're going to pound it down their throats. Beck might air it out a little bit,
It's aggressive.
and then I'm just looking ahead on the schedule because
Missouri's a tough game, dude.
Missouri. I've watched a couple of their games this year. They are no joke.
We're going to Ole
Ole
Miss.
Miss coming to town. You know
I'll be
Lane
there.
Kiffin's going to dial up some crazy shit on offense just for that game.
Yep.
And then what do we have? Oh, then we go to Knoxville.
Tennessee, yeah. And then you got to play Bama if you get through all that.
I know.
So, I mean, it's a weird college football year, man. Nobody's like light and day, just like amazing. I think Alabama is pretty dangerous. That Milroe dude can freaking run, and he gets in space. Like, watch out.
And they're clicking right now.
I
They're
mean,
kind of finding their groove.
yeah, I'll be the first to tell you, like, I don't think we look very dominant, but I mean, it's a new team, and I think you got kind of the progression throughout the year of like,
Man, they really did the same progression last year too, and
yeah, we did
people
the
kind
exact
of
same
forget
thing.
about it. They almost lost to Missouri. They had
Yeah.
that game-winning drive. So who knows,
Tough
man?
road win.
Toe to toe, there's more talent on our side of the on the football field than any other team in the country. I think it's just a matter of
100%.
like, yeah,
Did you
do
see
we?
that article? Who was saying it? Matt Rule, the head coach at Nebraska, was talking to the media, and he was saying that the NFL scouts were telling him that Georgia has by far the hardest practices of any team in the country.
Oh,
So
I
that's
don't
like
doubt it.
the barometer.
Yeah, yeah. How about Michigan? These turds.
Dude,
Losers.
it gets worse and worse every day.
It's crazy. The SEC shorts guy, he did this. He's
That
like,
was the
here, I'd like to
best.
buy tickets with my school credit card. Make sure you use my legal name.
Michigan
And I'd like
branded Amex. Keep the receipt in case we get audited.
freaking idiots, man. Dude, not to be Debbie Downer, but the Braves getting ousted was a real bummer. Oh no,
Yeah,
man.
I'm a D-backs fan. I have been. Merrill Kelly dominated that last start, dude. He was carving him up. Why did they take him out?
That guy's an idiot. I don't know. I was thinking, like, the only thing I could think of is if they got in a bind in, like, Game 7, he could maybe throw an inning or two or something.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I pinged him on Instagram, and I was like, dude, what the hell? Why'd they take you out? He was like, man, fuck if I know. It was like,
he was pissed.
yeah,
He was pissed.
Are the
straight
Braves
to the
gonna
locker
get?
room.
Do you think the Braves are going to pick up Kirby Yates's option next year? It's like $5.5 million or something. It's pretty big.
Oh, I don't know.
It's a big one. I don't know.
He had a pretty good season, like stat-wise. I think he was
Friend
like
of the program.
7-1, 3
Johnny, get a little-
3 ERA.
Get a little insight with Sky.
Yeah, maybe we'll see him when we go down in Phoenix.
Yeah.
Get him out on the court. He lives in Phoenix still.
Okay.
That's where his house is. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
We need to have
next year
Kirby
being
and
super-
Merrill on. I mean, they both love golf.
And Merrill is the smoothest.
Dude,
I mean,
he can
hits
mash.
balls.
He hits it like 340 without trying. Like,
And it's just on a fucking line.
clapping them cheeks.
He claps the shit out of his cheeks.
Just clap him.
yeah. Hopefully, maybe he pulls out the World Series, and then after he gets back from Disneyland, maybe we can ping him and get him on.
Hell yeah.
All right, fellas.
Y'all got-
Joe, I know you got to run.
Yeah, I have to go do some work, but we talked about having Crane on. He's gearing up. He's been working with Kirk.
Oh, yeah.
Chris Kirk, he's gearing up. I'm curious. I'll play with him next Friday. Maybe we can get on before then, but I'm curious to see if he's going to follow through. I think Kirk wanted to put him on his bag for a couple of rounds, which would be really cool to see my former college meathead buddy.
You think we could
On
have
the
him
PG.
wear like a GoPro for some
You can
inside
get those
footage?
Ray-Bans that have
Oh,
the
yeah, the
cameras
new
in them.
Meta Ray-Bans? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Inside the ropes.
Inside the ropes with.
Undercover caddy.
Yeah.
That's wild. That's wild.
What? You guys got some gauntlets?
The one I was thinking about the other day is so name a course that's on your bucket list that's not, Pebble Beach or St. Andrews, but kind of like an under the radar bucket list course.
Stream song.
Solid.
Yeah.
We got to make
Yep.
that happen next year.
Yep.
I don't know. Joe was talking up the Bobby Jones track.
The 9-holer.
That is not your. Don't put that on
the
there.
9-holer. Dude, I do want to get on a Peachtree, which is right next to St. Ives. I know. Andrew, did you follow up on that? Don't you have an opportunity?
Yeah, I hit him up. He said in the next week or two we're going to play Atlanta Athletic Club, which
Atlanta
is
Athletic Club too. That's the one. Yeah. Yeah. That one,
Speaking
Peachtree.
of playing nice courses, you guys know Oscar from Dallas.
Fosker?
He just texted me yesterday. He just got back from Pine Valley.
I saw a picture of that. Yeah, looked sick. I was like, my first thought was, Oscar plays golf?
Yeah. It's not good.
Yeah.
He was like, man, you should have seen it. Yeah, if I ever played again, or no, he's like, next time I go,
I'll be ready.
He's going to be going all the time.
Like, yeah, next week.
Next time I go, I'm going to have to put the big dog in the bag and just, kind of rip 4-iron off the tee.
Yeah, rip it. Rip it.
Shut up.
We got to dial it down a little bit.
Yeah.
What's up with the course they're building in Denver? Is it Sand Valley? Is that what it is?
Oh, no, that's Rodeo Dunes. I got to do some research on that because I heard some bad news about water rights and shit with the farmers out there.
That's right, yeah.
And
that's your homework. Get back to us. Get back to us on the next episode.
Yeah, you're a West Coast golf insider, so keep us up to date.
Yeah. Well, I had a gauntlet question. I kind of went down the I don't know why, but I've been at the member guest. I was jamming to some '90s country during that, and I was kind of just thinking about this, and I wrote down a couple of the big names, and I was going to ask you guys, who do you think wins in a fight?
All right.
So, first one out the gate, we got Garth Brooks versus Ronnie Dunn. Who wins that fight?
Ronnie Dunn.
Like Garth Brooks circa 1990 or Garth Brooks today? Because
I'm just saying, yeah, in the 90s, these two guys, they meet at a bar, and one of them gets
Ronnie Dunn.
Who wins?
I don't think it's got to be done.
I don't think Garth Brooks has it in him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just because his name's Ronnie, I kind of gave him the edge.
I had a bird. His name is Ronnie.
Travis Tritt versus Randy Travis. That's a dirty fight right there.
Aren't they both pretty big guys?
I don't know. I think Travis Tritt's like a little troll. He's like small. Remember when he sang the Braves anthem?
Yeah, he's from here.
I know.
I'm going Travis Tritt.
Randy Travis is like an alcoholic who's gotten 50 DUIs and just keeps beating his wife and stuff. So he's fucking loose cannon.
Give me Randy. Give me Randy. Give me Randy.
All right, last one is Tim McGraw versus Alan Jackson.
Dude, Tim McGraw is shredded.
Yeah.
Alan Jackson's got the country strength.
He's like cockstrong, man. He's like Alan Jackson, this is like a personal note. He's like a really mean SOB. He's not a nice guy.
How do you know this?
So believe it or not, Hannah's family, her aunt, they had a bunch of horses and they took care of horses for Alan Jackson. And that guy, they said he was the hugest asshole ever.
Really?
So
were they doing a bad job with his horses and he was just pissed about that? Or
best ever.
They were great at it.
Yeah.
Wow. Who would win in a fight between these group of 90s country stars? That's great.
I was just wondering,
Yeah. You've got an inquisitive mind.
Were you on the chocolat?
No chocolate. All right, fellas.
Yeah, Joe, I know you got to run.
I know. I have to go.
Good luck with your work.
So, got to pay for golf somehow.
It's the only thing that matters.
All right.
See you, fellas.
See you guys. Till next time.